Hi! So today I'm going to be doing my 20-week pregnancy update. I have just got back from my 20-week scan. So I thought I would start by showing you the picture of the little baby. Everything's been fine. So let me just... There we go. We did not find out the gender like we said we weren't going to, but just knowing that you can ask, I was like, oh, and I kind of had a little look, but they didn't really go around the bottom of the baby, so I didn't really notice if there was anything there or not. Yes. As I mentioned before about the kick-in, still haven't felt baby move, so I just mentioned it while I was there. And the first thing they actually noticed when they started to scan me is that I do have an anterior placenta, which I've said in a previous video. I wondered if that's why. So that's the reason why. So basically, there's the baby, and then your placenta's at the front where your tummy is. So the baby's kind of not only got to kick through your stomach muscles for you to feel it, but also through the placenta as well, which is obviously quite a thick muscle itself. They took all the measurements and they did all the it's quite a long scan, so they spend about 20 minutes. They check everything. They check the length of the baby, they check all the heart, check everything's fine, check the face, check everything's where it's supposed to be. Everything looks fine. I had a look through my notes after, even though they said that everything was fine, just have a little look. They took all the measurements. Baby's measuring a little bit small, but that's not unusual for me. I have small babies, and it's nothing to make anybody concerned. It's still within the graph, it's just on the lower end of the weight which they would expect for this age, so it's still absolutely fine. They're just on the smaller side, but like I said, that's not unusual for me. All my babies have been small, so the main thing that I'm happy about is knowing that obviously the baby is completely fine. And the reason that I haven't been feeling them kick in is obviously because the placenta's in the way. So that's I knew everything would be fine because obviously I'm growing and I can just tell I'm pregnant, and I knew it would all be fine. But just having the scan and the reassurance, and now I feel better. But I would like to be able to feel the baby moving around in there. I've never had an anterior placenta before, so I have no idea when I'm supposed to feel it. If any of you have had an anterior placenta, let me know how far was you when you finally felt the baby, because obviously I'm halfway now and I want to feel the baby. They said that my uterus is now just above my belly button, so obviously that's quite big. So they said obviously at some point the baby will just be filling the whole thing, so it won't really matter where your placenta is in. No matter where your placenta is, you will feel the baby regardless. But obviously they're still, I suppose, quite small in comparison, and it's a lot of layers for them to contend with. But yeah, so that's the reason why anyway. So that's my scan, that's my picture. So I'll tell you about how I have been feeling this past week. So it's going to seem very repetitive. headaches, feeling nauseous, but not overly sick, mainly a morning thing, mainly when I'm in the car. But the headaches are kind of a constant thing. I feel like that's just going to be a common trend through this whole pregnancy apparently. Just headaches. It got so bad yesterday and I'd run out of paracetamol. My husband finished work at 9 PM, and he had to go and get me some from the shop because I wouldn't have been able to make it through the night. And then the paracetamol, I don't know, it doesn't take the headache away fully. They're that bad, but I just don't know how I would be coping without it at the minute. I know you're not supposed to take too many, but I just don't really know what else I'm supposed to do. I try and relax, I try and just breathe through it, just lie on the sofa and chill, but they are excruciating. That's another thing as well. My sinuses have got really bad this week, to the point where I want to actually punch myself in the face kind of bad. Like the pain behind here. Oh, I'm so looking forward to not having sinuses again for my whole life, touch wood, because I never ever had it until I was pregnant with Snow. I hope this is like not a thing that stays. Like the minute I gave birth to Snow, they went, like there's no pains, gone. So I'm hoping that's the case this time, because yeah, so headaches, sinus pains, so a lot of pains in the head area, so that can get quite exhausting and quite draining, and it just makes you feel not well in yourself when your head hurts, you can't concentrate, and then like when there's a pain like in your face, behind your eyes, in your head, it's really difficult to feel like you can do anything else. But yeah, so that's been quite bad. Just generally tired, same as all the other weeks. I know it's going to get worse and worse the further on I get. Like I said last week, like if I do anything, like today I went and had my scan. So we got up early, we've been to the hospital, we went to the scan, walk around the hospital, we were like, obviously like walking from the car, walking back, so not too much, but I know tomorrow or later on today I'm going to feel absolutely wiped out from that, because I just can't deal with it. And that's another thing that I was going to say, when I walk around, even if it's just like a 2-3 minute walk, so like from the car into the hospital, the bottom of my pelvis bone, like the bottom of my tummy, aches so bad, like I can feel so much pressure down there already. So I don't know how much pressure is going to happen by the end, but I feel like I should be on bed rest. My body, I think, this is what I'm thinking, nobody said this, but I'm thinking because I had the babies back to back and didn't let my body recover fully after having Snow. I mean, I felt physically fine, I felt amazing, great, obviously felt well enough to conceive again, felt top of the world, my body wasn't damaged, I didn't have stitches, I wasn't in pain, I was fine. But I think because I've had babies back to back, this pregnancy's been a lot harder on my body, because it's not had any time to like recover. It's kind of gone from one pregnancy straight to the next. I think this pregnancy's been a lot harder on my body, which is fine, it's all manageable. I knew what I was getting myself into. I don't have good pregnancies anyway. My body is quite like achy, headache prone and tired prone every time I have a pregnancy anyway, so I kind of like knew what I was getting myself into. I didn't expect it to be a breeze, so please don't think that I am complaining. I'm just literally letting you know exactly what's going on, and this is what's happening. I mean, I'm more than happy to put up with it. I'm not going to sit and complain and whatever. It's all going to be worth it in the end. It's just, this is just what you have to go through in the time being. So that's literally it again this week. It's literally headaches, sinuses, tiredness. Still doesn't seem to be anything awfully positive symptom wise to update you on. There's still very much symptoms there. They don't seem to be subsiding. If anything, I think the tiredness and like exhaustion, headaches are gonna just get worse, so it's gonna be like quite complaining. I was hoping to be able to come on and tell you that I felt the baby kick and some nice exciting news, but no, still not feeling anything. Obviously good news about the placenta, so that's at least giving me a reason behind why I couldn't feel the baby. So yeah, another thing I thought I'd fill you in on is the weight gain, in case anybody was interested. In my last video I went through all my weights, right from my starting weight, my first midwife weight, and then the 7th of August, 28th of August, and now today it's the 2nd of September. So I'm just going to give you my weight from the last video and then my weight now. So on the 28th of August I was 126.4 pounds or 57.3 kilograms, and today on the 2nd of September I am 130.5 £5 or 59.2 kilograms, which means I have put on £4. So I am putting on weight. I think more weight than I should be, but I'm not really too worried about that. I've got the rest of my life to lose the weight after I have the baby. It's fine. I know why it is. It's because I'm not moving around. I'm very, what's the word, I was not bed bound, because it's like I'm either sat on the sofa or doing the bare minimum, but I'm not very active these days, so I'm pretty sure that's why the weight is staying, because it has been the 6 weeks holidays. I haven't had to be getting up and going places. We've just been chilling a lot. When we have gone places, it's like really wiped me out for the next few days. I've done a lot of just chilling, just a lot of chilling, and I think that is why the weight is getting in. I'll show you my little chart. You can see that I am quite substantially higher now than where I am supposed to be. So I am right up here now, and my estimated weights are between those two grey lines. So you can see I am gaining quite a lot of weight, more than I guess potentially should be. But again, this is another bit of the graph. Again, it doesn't worry me too much because, like I said, I'm pregnant, I'm not feeling well, I'm not going to go out of my way to exercise, I'm definitely not going to diet while I'm pregnant, so I consider myself slim. I'm still very slim. It is what it is. So not really worried about the weight. It will go when the baby's gone, I guess, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. That's just life. So yeah, so I guess I'll just show you my baby bump for this week. And I just realised I've been talking for 12 minutes and I'm kind of just in another world. I'm quite like spacey today, and I'm just thinking, like, have I covered everything? I don't even know. Quite like today. Yes, so let me show you my 20-week baby bump. So yeah, remove this chair, lift my jumper up. So here is the big baby. This is definitely the biggest bump I've had at 20 weeks so far. With Snow, I was barely even showing at 20 weeks, so we've got a big baby in there. Even though technically we haven't got a big baby in there, the baby's small. I think it's more just the weight that I'm gaining and putting it on around my tummy, I guess. But they did say that my uterus is quite like high, it's above my belly button, so maybe I'm just got a big uterus, who knows. Anyway, at this point I'm just rambling, so sorry about that. Right, so before I talk any more about absolute nonsense, I will say goodbye and be sure to subscribe. I'll be back next Wednesday for my baby update, and follow me over on my Instagram, that will be linked down below, and I'll see you next week.